Mm, 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 mm. What is going on, MCF family? It is your friend coming at you. Listen, the holidays just passed, but I'm still in the holiday spirit. I hope you guys had a great one. But listen, the weather is going to get really cold tonight. There's going to be some kind of ice storm or something. So that calls for soup. So I decided, what kind of soup am I in mood for? I asked the wife, hey, wife, what kind of soup am I in the mood for? Tomato bisque. We got our tomatoes, we got our onion, and we got our garlic straight from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. So let's go ahead and make tomato bisque soup with a side of grilled cheese. Let's get to it. All right, so now that we prepped our pan, now we want to prep our vegetables. These are tomatoes on a vine. There's no real preference, but I find these to be a little fresher, a little better. And I'm gonna wash these off, and then I'm gonna take out these little cores here. If you see that, technically. So I'm gonna grab a handy dandy paring knife and literally stab the top, and then don't go too deep in, but you wanna rotate, and then pop it right on out. Pretty simple, not a big deal. Just get that pith out. All right, so we are gonna just chop in half. That's all we're doing. Chop in half. And I'm going to paste these face down on our pan. So if you're anything like me, I don't like things to go to waste. So I actually have a red onion from last night's dinner. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use it. I would prefer red onion just because it's a lot sweeter. Now what we're gonna do is basically just pretty much quarter it and then throw it right into our pan again. You don't have to do anything special. I also have Spanish onion here. I'm gonna cut on both sides. Cut, take out the skin. Gets a little messy up in here. That to the side, and then peel that skin off. You don't want that skin. And then again, we're quartering. This doesn't have to be pretty because it's all literally going to be blended up in the soup. Pull it to the side, cut the head so it exposes all. Oh, this garlic smells really good. It exposes everything, and then I'm going to put it in my foil. All right, put a little bit of olive oil just so it could toast on up. Okay, and then we're going to put some salt and pepper. Salt, pepper, and then we wrap it up. Before I put it in the oil pan, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to these vegetables. Go ahead and douse in a little bit of olive oil. Nothing crazy, not too much. Boom. That's gonna help it cook, that's gonna help it roast. Again, salt, pepper. Then that garlic package we just did, I'm gonna put in the corner right there because that's gonna have its own party on the side. I've also been hanging out with these tomatoes too, so I'm gonna use that. Use some angel sweets, nothing crazy. Let that all kind of chill in there. Then we're gonna put it into the oven, 400 for close to an hour. We'll keep an eye on it. So now that that's in the oven, you might be asking, hey, what are we gonna do in the meantime? There's a few things that you can do. If you're gonna have grilled cheese, set them up now. But when we blend this, we need to blend it in a vegetable broth or some kind of broth. You can have chicken, beef, whatever you want. Usually, typically, it is vegetable broth, but today we're gonna hook it up with a little bit of chicken broth today. I think we want some goodness gracious. So we're gonna hook it up, make some broth really quickly in the back, and it's gonna be a typical instant broth, but we're gonna add some goodness gracious to it, all right? So turned on my Dutch oven, added about 4 cups of water, and then added something called caldo de pollo, which is a chicken bouillon. And basically, I love this because you can add it at your discretion. You can control your flavor, your salt, whatever. It has a lot of great flavors. Judge me not, but really good. I actually really like it. So I added about a tablespoon of that powder, right? Because we're gonna add another bouillon cube. Now, once again, this is my secret. It is pumpkin bouillon. It's from Nora as well. You can get it from random places. Unfortunately, not many places sell it, or my major supermarkets. I had to find it at my local Spanish market called Ideal. But I'm also gonna zhuzh this up. I'm gonna kind of dress it up a little paprika, smoked paprika, just to add some depth of flavor. I'm also going to add a little garlic powder and onion powder because I add it to everything. I'm going to stay away from the salt right now because remember, we want to be in control of what we got. So, garlic powder, onion powder. I feel a little froggy today. I'm going to add a dash of nutmeg. This is optional. You do not have to add it. I'm just doing it because it's my home. So what I like to do is taste as I go. The reason why is because you don't want your product to be too salty, too anything. You want it nice, balanced flavor. So again, we made a chicken slash pumpkin stock, so it's sort of veggie, but we're gonna taste as we go really quickly. I think that has great flavor. The pumpkin adds that's the secret. The pumpkin adds such a beautiful, beautiful fall-y type of note. It's the So my wife and I had an awesome Friendsmas the other day. And with that, there was tons of leftover cheese from the charcuterie board that she made. Now, we have cheese curds that we didn't even use. We have something called a marinara provolone cheese. And then, of course, we gotta hit it up with the sliced cheddar cheese. And lastly, just because I want to use it up and we just had a little bit left, I'm going to use some prosciutto. I'm going to add some little notes of prosciutto. Boom. All right, we're looking good. Last but not least, we're going to do my favorite. Put a little pepper on there. Boom. Now, if grilled cheese sandwiches aren't your thing, the coolest thing that you can do is take the butts of the bread and you chop it into squares or chop it into cubes, and then put oil, salt, pepper, some maybe Italian seasonings, and bake it off while you're baking your roasted vegetables, and it makes for croutons that you could throw right on top of the soup. That's just another hack. I like to give little hacks. So I made a rookie mistake and did not record audio all this time. So I'm gonna do a nice voiceover. Got the vegetables out, nice char. You see it, you can almost smell it, I believe, but you see the beautiness. But we're gonna get to our grilled cheese real quick. We're gonna get our butter in our pan in a nice medium heat pan. We don't want too high of a pan because it'll burn our crust, and we have a lot of cheese melting to do. So we got our cheese, we got our prosciutto. I'm gonna put this one in first, and I'm gonna put a lid on top because we want the steam from the cheese to go ahead and cook everything overall. So we put the lid on top. We wait to put the other bread in simply because we want to do some work. Now, I have a very sad basil plant here. We're gonna stack them up and do something called a chiffonade. All right, and there's our grilled cheese. Added that secondary bread, got that looking good, and now our soup is also done. Take a look. I got the broth, I got the garlic. We're gonna do a nice garlic press. Check this out. Ooh, yes, you see it. You see the steam. Almost burned my hand, but we okay. Now, put that garlic in the soup, as well as I'm gonna put all the other vegetables in the soup as well. Now you're asking, hey, you didn't cut anything, what is happening? The cool thing about all this is that we have an immersion blender. So we're gonna blend this all on up and get this back on the stove. So I have our stock, our veggies, our grilled cheese in the background. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and immersion this. Now, fun secret is I love to throw a little bit of basil just inside. Not too much, just a hint. Just to surprise it, wake it up, add some freshness. Now, all you want to do is really taste it. Just make sure your flavors are good. That's great. Now, because this is a bisque, I'm adding a little bit of cream inside. Let that cook up just a bit. Now, the original taste, I loved it, but I could add a little more pepper, so I will. Spoon again. Perfect. Super good, super hearty. Now let's get back to that grilled cheese. Check this out. Beautiful crust, both sides. We're gonna do a gorgeous cross section. Look at that crust. Oh. And then cheese pool. Look at that. Gorgeous. Well, let's do this cheese pool up close. Oh yeah, fire. Golden rule. We eat with our eyes first. So, already looking beautiful. Now, because we're serving grilled cheese, I'm gonna go ahead and put the soup to the side. Okay? Now, we have our beautiful grilled cheese that we just made. Again, and then just put some dollops right. And the last creme de la creme, some basil, just to finish it off. There you have it. Tomato bisque soup, beautiful grilled cheese, done. Enjoy, y'all. All right, y'all. Everything is done. We have our soup, our grilled cheese. Let's try it. Lord, thank you so much for this food. Dip, dip, dip. Mmm. 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 Now, creamy, tangy, buttery, amazing. I'm not exaggerating. If you have a cold night, please make this. This is great, delicious. I might add just a little bit more basil. Creme de la creme, guys. Enjoy. Love y'all. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.